Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all are doing good. Whatever stuff you're dealing with in the real world, I hope this video gives you a little break. Today, we're diving into a manga called Murder. Our main characters this time are Rei Minagawa and Risa. Heads up, this one's gonna be brutal, so get ready. The manga dropped between 2021 and 2023, and I'm not sure if there's an update on whether it's continuing this year, but if you're into gore, you'll probably dig it. It's got action, gore, and survival vibes. Before we get into the story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So the story kicks off with Rei, who gets transferred to work on this project called JSDE, aka Japan's Special Detention Experiment. Basically, it's a place where death row criminals are thrown into brutal death matches. And to make things worse, the whole thing is broadcasted for the public to watch like some twisted entertainment. Rei's totally against it, but he's stuck with no other option. When he gets to the JSDE office, he meets with the big boss, Daigo Nabejima, to talk things over. After they come to some kind of agreement, the director shows Rei one of the fights. That's where we meet Risa. She's one of the death row inmates, but she's no ordinary girl. Even though she's pretty young, Risa's been in JSDE for a while and is a huge crowd favorite. Oh, and she's never lost a single match. So who's this Risa really? And what's her story? Stay tuned and find out. What Rei saw was what Risa did. And you can check out the art piece Risa made. The guy she just fought was a criminal who had killed 20 women, and Risa tied him up with 20 ropes. A little info about Risa: she's super famous, and she only takes out criminals. So far, she's killed around 40 of them. Rei thought she had already been sentenced to death, but here she was in this messed up place called JSDE. What really shocked Rei though? He was assigned to keep an eye on Risa. So, after that, Risa got dragged off to her cell. She was up in the top cell, but the guards couldn't resist messing with her a bit. Rei was watching the whole thing on CCTV and was just kinda stunned. Next up, it's Risa versus Norio Nagata. The crowd was hyped, all excited and waiting to see Risa in action. Nagata used to be a guard at JSDE, but now he's a full-on criminal, and you could tell, he looked savage. The fight kicked off, and Risa was hiding, but Nagata wasn't dumb. He quickly figured out where she was and fired in her direction. But Risa wasn't going down that easy. She hit him right in the face with a fast attack. Then she called Nagata out for all the horrible things he'd done, reminding him he even killed innocent people. Rei, watching it all, knew Risa had the fight in the bag but felt something was off, so he told the guards to be on high alert. Back in the ring, Risa was serving up some serious payback for Nagata's crimes. She was about to fire 37 bullets into him and drop some flowers on him as a tribute to all the people he killed. The crowd? They went wild. Risa totally won. After Risa beat Nagata, the guards were already waiting. She noticed that the guards standing by were the ones who had messed with her before. One of them tried to rile her up, so Risa walked up to him and took them all out. Rei saw what was happening and stepped in to stop her. After her crazy fight, Risa had this super weird dream. She saw some woman getting killed by some random dude. Meanwhile, Rei and the director were chilling over dinner, just chatting about random stuff. They were talking about how JSDE handles different levels of crime and all that. But then they started talking about Risa. Turns out, both of them knew what Risa was up to, like what her endgame was. In the dream, it was revealed that the woman who got killed was actually Risa's mom, and the guy who did it? Her own dad. Rei got curious and asked the director what he was really planning with Risa. But instead of answering, the director just started talking about how good the meat they were eating was. That got Rei thinking, like, what kind of meat was he even eating? Again, the director dodged the question. Seems like there are some things about JSDE you're better off not knowing. The fight kicked off again, but this time it was Risa going up against Ryu as a curer. Ryu's a shady doctor who's actually a criminal. Dude's killed and tricked over 30 of his patients, acting like he's the only one who can save them and totally taking advantage of them. The fight started with the crowd hyped up, cheering like crazy. Wasting no time, Ryu fired a crossbow loaded with a muscle relaxant right into Risa's thigh. The stuff was supposed to paralyze her so she couldn't move. Confident as ever, the doc thought he had it in the bag. But here's the twist, the relaxant started kicking in, and Ryu even ripped Risa's clothes, but then she pulled out a sword and stabbed him right in the chest. Turns out, the relaxant didn't work on her cause she'd already built up immunity during an earlier fight when she took down all the guards who had hit her with the same stuff. So, Risa did her thing, she injected 30 doses of relaxant into Ryu's body and then straight up skinned half of him. In the next fight, Risa went up against this psycho criminal, Daichi Matsumoto. Dude was guilty of kidnapping and murder, multiple times. His crimes were so messed up they even made a movie about him. The worst thing he did? He'd trap his victims for 24 hours, threatening to burn them alive unless they killed each other. He even wiped out an entire family and forced the daughter to cook her dad's body. Yeah, this guy totally deserved what was coming. So, back to the fight, Risa didn't even give him a chance. She hung him up alongside a live pig, and right below them was a massive pot of boiling water. Both Daichi and the pig were about to get cooked. It was brutal. Once again, Risa took out a criminal in a pretty savage way. After Risa's epic undefeated fight, the director had something planned for her. Right after her match with Daichi, they tied her up to make sure the guard situation wouldn't go down again. Then Rei swung by to see her for the first time. He noticed her arm was all cut up and bleeding, so he called for a medic, but Risa wasn't having it. She was like, "Nah, I got this. No need for a doc." As the guard tried to carry her out but couldn't get through the door, suddenly the director's voice came on. Turns out, this was all part of his plan, he called it a bonus stage. His twisted idea? All the Class C prisoners had to kill Risa, and if they managed to do it, they'd get a promotion. No time wasted, one of the guards got a knife to the head out of nowhere. Boom, gone. The prisoners didn't miss their shot. They started surrounding Risa and Rei, ready to take them down. Rei saw what was going on real quick. Knowing their lives were in danger, he grabbed Risa and rushed her to safety. He was still in shock, what the hell just happened? He tried to reach the director, but no luck. Risa told him straight up that this was all part of the director's scheme. Outside their hideout, the Class C prisoners were going wild, trying to break in. But it wasn't easy. They were all out for themselves, killing each other to get that promotion the director had dangled in front of them. Total chaos. The criminals managed to break into Rei and Risa's hiding place, but they didn't see them. One of the criminals took the phone and gun that were intentionally left there. He spoke to Risa through the phone that she had found a way out and the gun that was intentionally left only contained one bullet. One of the criminals told them to shoot the doorknob in front of them, because that was the only way out in that room. Risa tried to warn them that it was a bad idea. But they didn't listen to the warning. She shot the doorknob and it exploded. Risa had put gas behind the door. So far, Risa and Rei have managed to get away from the criminals. The director saw the whole incident through the CCTV camera and was very happy because he thought this show was very entertaining. Will Risa and Rei survive the pursuit of criminals? If you are curious, please read the manga, or if you want part 2, comment below. Once again, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.